So this first technology resource I'm going over is a free game online called placement.org. And it's something that I use, and I know several people in Turner Middle School use each year to kind of introduce the idea of financial literacy. It's been used in the past by our FACS classroom. It's been used by our JAG-K classroom. It's been used by me in our business classroom and other places also. It's a really good way to introduce like the idea of financial stress and financial decision making in a classroom environment. And I think it's interactive and beneficial enough that it can be applied to this project. I'm hoping that I'm not missing the mark on what the idea is for this assignment. I'm a little concerned. But this is definitely one of the resources I came up with. So in the beginning, you choose a job. And like say I go with office temp and that's my job. And it kind of breaks down like what your weekly pay is and stuff. And then you have to choose your healthcare plan. And then you have to pick where you live and like how much your travel costs will be versus your rent and all of that. And then you continue to just have to make real life decisions. Okay, so all of your stuff doesn't fit in your apartment. What do you do with it? I mean, personally, I'd have a yard sale because why do I need stuff? All right, I only made $150. That sounds about right. So, take the job or go see the play. I mean, it just makes things real for kids immediately. Oftentimes when I've seen kids play this game, they kind of lose immediately. They don't win because they don't make the choices that are the hard choices to make when you're under financial stress. So let's say I take the job instead of seeing my kid at the play. You miss the play, but that $50 will make a difference, which is a big reason why parents, so they just, I mean, the game explains a lot of things. Over here, it breaks it down by day. The dollar signs is where you make your money. And then you have to, you have these other things over here. Get a payday loan, donate plasma, smash your kid's piggy bank. I mean, there's different options throughout the game. At some point you have to buy groceries. There's always the same kind of choices here. So the flu has been going around and it just hit your house. Your child is running a fever and has the chills, but you're supposed to be at work. I mean, this is why we have kids at school all the time with the flu, right? Because it's expensive to stay home with your kid. What do you do with your kid that's sick? If you don't have like a loved one to rely upon, what do you do? So send them back to school sick. Like you, 39% of working families have had to send a child to school knowing they were sick. Okay. Everyone's pitching in for a lottery pool. Hard pass. I don't have $10 for that. I mean, so this is just the way the game works. I don't think I want to make anyone sit through this entire thing, but I think the game is a really good way to introduce the idea of financial stress and personal decision making and personal finance in a classroom setting. I think it's just a good introductory activity that you can have students do. I've known teachers that did it as like a whole class activity and teachers that had individual students do it. I plan to have all my students do it individually this semester. Thanks.